Namaste, Jai Hind, and thank you for joining us on this edition of The Right Stand. I'm Anand Narasimhan. Are we taking the right stand in the interest of our country, ladies and gentlemen? It is about Bharat. It is about those forces who want to break, bleed our nation because they have a deep-rooted and a seeded hatred for this country, and they just cannot get over the ghosts of 1971. And I keep saying this because time and again we have made the reference to K2. Kashmir and Khalistan. The agenda stems from the ISI, but the narrative flows from within, ladies and gentlemen. They have been able to systematically sow seeds of dissent. Offshoots of Hinduism, the larger, greater Hinduism now sees itself divided, and Sikhi is the latest target. They tried to do this in the 90s, it was quelled, but it is coming and resurfacing yet again. This threat looms large, ladies and gentlemen. It's very, very troubling because what they are doing is they are using foreign soil to sow seeds of secession in India. They tried to try and do it within India itself. Now they are using migrants from our country who have emigrated abroad, who are living there, made another nation their home. They are sowing these seeds there. And that too, very smartly. This is intellectual occupation or intellectual terrorism, if you can say it, while setting these narratives. How they are trying to show that Sikhi is different from Hinduism. That's where the whole discourse started. And now they are trying to say, let's separate whatever part of Punjab is within India, and Punjab, parts of Haryana, Himachal Pradesh is part of their entire Khalistani narrative, while keeping all of that which is now part of Pakistan separate and as a separate entity. This is how they worked on this narrative for nearly 2 decades, and it is seeing itself manifest. History is also evidence to this aspect, ladies and gentlemen. We should never forget. History is proof, stands testimony to this aspect that in our country, and I will repeat it, in our country, all the doors to our forts, all the doors to our temples open from within and inward. So there are those who are within our country who, like termites, have rendered or trying to render this entire Vishalkaya tree, that is Bharat, hollow. They have done it in the past. Over the last 1,000 years, if not more, we have had these Ghar ke Bedis who have hurt us, who have hurt communities, who have hurt regions, riyasats, kingdoms, and of course dynasties. But now they are doing it to Bharat, an independent and free India. We have to be careful because these doors which are opening inward, this is how the enemy is making their way in. Now, we will, on this very, very special edition of The Right Stand this Friday evening, bring to you a series of developments which will point to a larger diabolical design. So lots of breaking inputs that we'll bring to you over the course of the next half hour, 35 minutes, as we set up this entire K2 threat, this K virus which is spreading all across Punjab. And this is serious, ladies and gentlemen. The big news related to Punjab, the conspiracy. This is the conspiracy to instigate Khalistan movement in Punjab that stands exposed. News18 India has got evidence of this. The active organization in Punjab has been named Waris Punjab Day. Waris Punjab Day was started by the late Deep Sidhu with very strong Khalistani narrative. It has now been appropriated by this man, Amritpal Singh. Amritpal Singh is a UK resident. The antecedents of this man and his intentions are under the radar of the intelligence. The source of funds is also under the intelligence radar. What's intriguing is that this man is not holding mass rallies. He is doing nukkad sabhas and mohalla meetings. He is getting on into the streets, and there he is spreading his bile, his vitriolic bile, which is tailored around the lines of Bhindranwale. He is trying to model himself like the next Bhindranwale. And that's the kind of narrative that he's peddling on ground, and he's getting a free run. This stands exposed. It's also a conspiracy that is being hatched to smolder Punjab and also spread this narrative northward into Haryana and then northward towards Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal, Haryana, Jammu, Kashmir. They're planning to do this entire belt if you were to pay attention. Now, the head of Waris Punjab Day right now, this Sangathan, Amritpal Singh, is under the radar. Intelligence agencies suspect that there is huge amount of foreign funding that is coming through. They have started investigating the financial sources, the antecedents. Is this K virus spreading in Punjab? And is it being spread at multiple levels? Are there those who are also fanning or allowing this virus to spread within? This Punjab Todo threat is what we will focus in the first half or segment 1 of the Right Stand tonight. Sardar R.P. Singh, National Spokesperson of the BJP, is with us. Dr. Monica Verma, Strategic Affairs Expert, Ramneek Singh Maan, Political Analyst, N.K. Sood, former RAW Officer, RNAW Officer. Namaste and Jai Hind to everybody. Thank you very much. And the idea is not to just play politics. The idea is to understand the extent of this threat. So Sardar R.P. Singh, even though he's National Spokesperson of the BJP, I'm going to speak with him as somebody who has repeatedly raised this concern of the Khalistani threat. He has been doing it for at least 6 to 7 years that we have interacted, Sardar R.P. Singh. So that is something which I will give you credit, and this is something which people need to take cognizance of. But before that, let's quickly look at this man Amritpal Singh before we open up the conversation. Who's this person? The next Bhindranwale Amritpal Singh. I want to go across to that before we start the conversation. Let's try and understand this. Top intel sources and agencies say, and our investigations editor Manoj Gupta has also helped bring this together, that they are probing the ISI's connection with Amritpal Singh. Amritpal Singh returned to Punjab after 10 years, spending 10 years abroad. He is now the chief of Waris Punjab. He's appropriated that party, which was left bereft of a head when Deep Sidhu died. And I'm sure a lot of our viewers would have seen that viral video of Deep Sidhu's funeral and the kind of chants that were being made at that time. Very, very unnerving. Waris Punjab Day was floated by activist Deep Sidhu. Deep Sidhu's family denied giving him any position. Amritpal Singh is holding freedom rallies in rural Punjab. That's what he is doing in mohallas and nukkards, pushing the secessionist agenda. Agencies feel he's working for the ISI to destabilize Punjab from within. Khalistan Zindabad slogans have been raised at Amritpal Singh's rallies. Khalistani flags have been seen at his rallies. Amritpal went to Georgia before coming to India via Dubai. Home Ministry has asked Punjab government to maintain very, very strict vigil. But is the Punjab government, is the law and order establishment in the state really serious about this? Or are they just passing the buck or playing ping pong between Parali and the threat as far as law and order is concerned to Punjab? So that's a political question, but larger question is the security dimension. Sardar R.P. Singh, let me start with you. You have raised this concern. Can you hear me, R.P. Singh ji? We've just lost the line with him. He's back. Sardar R.P. Singh, can you hear me? Yeah.
I can.
So even before the Aam Aadmi Party came into the scene, even before they came to power in Punjab, you have raised this concern कि वहाँ कुछ हो रहा है पंजाब में. Now, has this been building up over a period of time? And is it slowly reaching to a point where we will have serious concerns in the next 6 months to 1 year?
And then around end of June, I tweeted, said that 60 days to trouble in Punjab. Countdown for the 60 days. And just keep a track on that. After 2 months, the trouble has started there. I mean, the trouble was there, but the way it has emerged now. During Sangrur election, I could understand and foresee what's going to happen. And that's what I predicted. But let me tell you as a background, I was the one who went and met Bhindranwale in 1983 as a JUSU leader, JDU Institutional Union leader, as a general secretary of that organization. And opposed him on giving a boycott call for the college students. And because I said you can't sit in a Guru Nanak Niwas and issue instructions and orders. And we are in democracies. So it's that ideology which I've been opposing. It's not that, I mean, individuals can come and go. I mean, Bhindranwala was there, he has gone. There was a new person who has emerged now as a new Bhindranwala. In between, there was some other person who was being projected as someone who can toe the Khalistan line. That was Deep Sidhu in between. But there are agencies, as you said, K2, you mentioned Khalistan and Kashmir put together. There are agencies who ongoingly work to promote this as a subject. I was in Nanded Sahib, the Hazur Sahib, during this Hola Mohalla. I was going to go there. When I came out to the Gurdwara Sahib, in the market, I saw the T-shirt of Deep Sidhu with Bhindranwala and Khalistan Jindabad. I asked those guys, where did you get this T-shirt? He said, someone came and gave us free and we are selling it. We are making money out of it. So there are people who are working to market it just as a subject also. So is the case of Deep Sidhu also. I mean, Deep Sidhu, we all know what sort of person he was.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't want to define. He died in an accident. There were liquor bottles in his car. He was driving with another woman other than his wife. I'm not casting anything on it. But this is what was the last of said. But he was projected as a hero because he took a line which was pro Khalistan or which wanted an independent state within the state. He told this line. Tomorrow, anyone who told this line will be supported by such elements. They keep an eye, and then they pick up people who promote this cause, and then they push that person into the Khalistan domain or into the Sikh psyche domain, and then project him as a new avatar. So was Deep Sidhu. After Deep Sidhu, there's a guy, Amarjit Singh, who are talking about. There are two Amarjit Singh now. There's another Amarjit Singh who protested on Shravani Kalidal ticket also from Jalandhar. He also told similar line. But the problem is that we are lost in Punjab. I mean, I've seen myself 80s and 90s in Punjab. I mean, 25,000-30,000 children were killed. The youngsters were killed. Although part of the cleansing campaign of the militancy, but it was sad. I mean.
No, not see, sir. So then didn't we learn our lessons, Ramnik Singh Man? I'm just going to open this up and then let's talk about it threadbare. Did we not learn our lessons? If you are seeing such a narrative being built, how is it not being countered? Why has it not been nipped in the bud? Why are there 15 to 20,000 Sikhs turning up for these Khalistani referendum rallies in Canada? They have not. They don't know where the origins of Sikhi. They don't know the tied roots with Hinduism. They don't know the fight for centuries which has been fought against invaders and barbarians. They don't know what these pan-Islamists did to the Sikh families, the wives, the children, the brothers, the fathers. How is it that it's forgotten with this generation that they're standing with those very elements and saying, oh, we want to tear apart Hindustan?
Okay, so Anand, well, you've asked a host of questions, so let me try and address to a few before I, really come to the crux of it.
Ji.
Number one, you see, Anand, what you see today is an investment by the Pakistani ISI for good 30-35 years now. And this happened primarily post 1984. And whatever brainwashing that's happened overseas, especially in North America and the Europe, is on account of the 1984, genocide. So, they have projected the government of India, which is in continuation. They would project probably even Prime Minister Modi as such, who has done a lot for Sikhs. I don't think any Prime Minister in the history of this country has ever done so much for Sikhs. Not even Dr. Manmohan Singh, a Sikh himself. So anyway, I mean, that's, again, a pure brainwashed society who've been shown pictures of the 1984 Sikh genocide. These people collect money from Sikhs. They have collected dollars, pounds. They have collected earrings, bangles, chains and rings from men and women overseas, and they've made a fortune out of it. So Khalistan essentially is an agenda of the Pakistani ISI. We all know it. But a lot of Sikhs, as you mentioned, the doors of temples and the forts have been opened inwards from the inside. So there are a lot of Sikhs who are involved in this. That's one part of the story. But the other part, what we see in Punjab today essentially is we need to ask an honest question. Did we vote for the Aam Aadmi Party, Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwant Mann, or did we vote for Deep Sidhu's, or let's say, I will not call it Varis Punjab, the virus Punjab. These are actually viruses. Whether you voted for Goldie Broad, you voted for Lawrence Bishnoi, you voted for Amritpal Singh, you voted for who? So law and order needs to be maintained within the state, and you don't see much of it happening before. Kultar Singh Sidhwa, Speaker of Punjab Assembly, is visiting Khalistanis, known Khalistani separatists in Canada on his visits. You know, Arvind Kejriwal sleeps over at known Khalistanis' residences. So this is probably that payback time. They have allowed somebody who's not an Indian national spread so much hatred. And you are right. He's not addressing mass rallies. He's addressing small assemblies, and the target, the message they pass on is through the social media. They are using social media to their advantage, and this is their game plan. Now, he says that I'm here on a mission and I will leave very soon. Excuse me. His mission is to burn Punjab. His mission is to divide the society. We as Sikhs have been taught inclusiveness, not exclusivity.
Correct.
We have been taught us, not them. है ना? कि me and them, you and them. It's always it's a larger comprehensive society. So they are teaching brainwashing Sikhs against the basic tenets of Sikhi. Interestingly, I was on a debate a few days back in Ludhiana. We were discussing that Amritpal's Vichartara. I was like, Vichartara is only that of Guru Granth Sahib. You know, man, we're not supposed to follow, man. That's why Guru Gobind Singh Sahib in 1708 had said, Guru Manyo Granth, sab Sikhan ko hukam hai Guru Manyo Granth. So this fellow tells people that Sikhs are gulams, that you are slaves. I ask you, Anand, you should come out, your camera crews should travel all across India and randomly ask Sikhs if they are slaves. And if they have given a right to anybody, Varis Punjab De, Amritpal or anybody, to represent them and to ask any freedom from anybody. I am a Sikh. I am a free citizen of this country. I vote for this country. I live in this country. I breathe in this air.
No,
I'm not a slave.
no,
Ramneeji, so whose voice are you representing?
Exactly what
he's clearly voicing the ISI agenda.
Correct.
It is very simple.
The point
I mean, if that is something which is not understandable, and the big question mark, Anand, just give me 5 more seconds. The big question mark here is on Arvind Kejriwal and Bhagwant Mann on their leadership. Why are they, you give me an instance where he has made statements outside of Punjab. He would never come to Haryana, Himachal or make such provocative statements. He does all that in Punjab because he knows very well that he has the protection of the government and law and order is a state subject.
No,
whatever transfers through the social media is something he can deny.
Those who swear by the tricolour and they say that they will die by the tricolour cannot dent the tricolour and they cannot hurt the tricolour. That is something which is a commitment that people whose names you have taken have also made. So if they are fanning the flames of secessionism right under their wings, then they are committing treachery and treason by the tricolour, sir. That's a reality. The other part is you know that these are false narratives, but they are being allowed. Many years back, this joke of a chit of a person and who's now deemed a terrorist, who's got the status of a terrorist by our government. He should have been brought to nipped in the butt. He does not dare set foot on our soil, and he's sitting there and operating. This joke had put out a map, and where I said that you want all of Punjab. Where is all of the Khalistan? Where is all of the Punjab that sits in the Pak province of Punjab today? Pull that out.
They would never ask.
No, they never have that. They never ask that question because it's a false narrative. You catch them by their pants and all they know is how to run. See, Sardar RP Singh has also tweeted about the presence of the Speaker of Punjab with Khalistanis. He's marked them out in Canada and they're sitting and eating with them. So you're breaking bread with those very people who want to break your country. What kind of nonsense is going on if people are going? How are you
on a constitutional position? He's on a constitutional
position.
Sir,
my point is very simple. How is this being allowed and tolerated? N.K. Soodji, I am not going to name any one particular political party or any one party. Any Indian citizen, if that person is doing this, you are committing treason and treachery against the tricolour. आप अपने झंडे, अपने तिरंगे को धोखा दे रहे हो. इस देश को धोखा दे रहे हो. पॉलिटिक्स के नाम पे आप इस देश को धोखा नहीं दे सकते. किसी को नहीं तो ये गोपाल सिंह चावला को गले लगाने वाले कौन है? वो नहीं जानते ये गोपाल सिंह चावला इसका इरादा क्या है. आप चले जाते हो ननकाना साहब, आप उसको गले लगा रहे हो. कैसे लगा सकते हो आप गले? कोई भी लगाए, वो देशद्रोही है.
नवजोत सिद्धू
सिक्की के नाम पे So that is exact. See, you are hugging a person as a political entity, as a political person is one point, but you cannot do it at the cost of your tricolor, of your country, of your own identity. You cannot do it, and if you are doing it, then you are doing disservice to the country. N.K. Sood ji, सबको सब कुछ पता है, फिर भी इनको इतनी खुली छूट है. How is this happening? It just looks like people get a free for all or a free for run the moment they have an anti-India agenda. The moment you're talking pro-Bharat, you get censored. That's what's happening.
True, sir. Actually, these political parties, as you said earlier, that the doors are always open from inside. And this is what is happening in India. Navjot Singh Sidhu had gone to Pakistan in August 2018 at the swearing-in ceremony of Imran Khan. He had met Pakistan's army chief.
Yeah.
He had met the Prime Minister of POK. After that, he went there in November 2018, I suppose, for this. Then he met Gopal Singh Chawla. And when people asked him that who asked you to go to this Pakistan, he said, my captain. He said, Captain Amritpal Singh. He said, no, other captain, yani bigger captain, Rahul Gandhi. So it's the Congress, it's the Aam Aadmi Party, because I won't hesitate to take their names. They are supporting them. Even the Khalistanis, they had said that they had supported Aam Aadmi Party in Punjab elections and they had contributed 100 crores. Not only the ISI. Today Pakistan is in doldrums. Pakistan is on the verge of collapse. But still, the ISI is active. They are playing their bad, old, dirty game. Not only Pakistan. Some foreign countries are also involved. I would name Canada. Canada is openly supporting Pakistan, this Khalistanis. There are at least 4 ministers in his cabinet who have Khalistani links. When the Trudeau,
Trudeau का ally वो जगमीत सिंह जो कि who's holding them to ransom, he himself is a Khalistan sympathizer.
So the only one more thing that I tell you, that in Canada, all the anti-Indians or those people, even the ISI people, they are very well decorated there, they are kept there, and if anybody murders anyone, as Karima Baloch, she was murdered by ISI, everybody knows that, and she had pointed it out. But the Canadian government did not take any action on her plea, they said her death is natural and everything, So the Canadian government is doing that, and on November 23, 2022, Indian government had passed the advisory note about the Indians visiting Canada. So Canada also did that. So India knows, Canada knows. And when Trudeau has visited India, PM Modi normally goes to airport to receive the foreign dignitaries, but PM Modi didn't go. Then there was a dinner in which Khalistani was involved. He was invited. PM Modi didn't attend that dinner. After that, he went to this Taj Mahal. PM Modi did not go. Even the Chief Minister did not visit him. But these people, they are on a mission. And I tell you, I won't have any doubt if even the Americans would be involved in this. They must be, because they are disturbed with India. Because India has been purchasing oil from Russia. So all this game is going on, and these are the countries, especially Canada, this US, and even UK to some extent. They support them. This is not the first time that they are doing that. I was in London. Large demonstrations, huge demonstrations used to take place by the Khalistanis. After that, we dealt with them. But that they again have started doing this because these people get disturbed when India becomes strong. So this is their point. But I tell you one thing, our agencies are keeping a close watch on their activities. But I tell you one more thing, that we will have to be more offensive with them. All those people who indulge in with Khalistan, they need to be blacklisted. We are very soft on this issue. Indian government must take, because intelligence
the blacklisting,
their job is
the blacklisting,
to give the information to the government.
Sir, today I'll tell you what is happening. The reality is you can blacklist them, but today nations communication is happening without boundaries. It's not, they don't have to be physically present on Indian soil. It's the message that's been communicated. Somewhere I'll come to this. It's a larger story of narratives also which is coming to play. It's a larger game of we not being able to quell an anti-India narrative with a very strong pro-India narrative to tell people that Sikhi is very, very closely and tightly woven with Hinduism. There is no place for any other religion or any other religion to try and plant itself in place of Hinduism when it connects with Sikhi. And the other part, that because the roots of Sikhi are from Hinduism. There are Hindu families who have given their children, so that Sikhi prospers and Sikhi stands there, because the Sikhs stood there as solid walls. They are the ones who stood there along with the Dogras and the others to try and block the invasions. And they all came from this offshoot. And it's there even in Guru Granth Sahib in the text. All these mentions are there. It's just that we've not been able to tell this current generation that's the truth. And when you don't know anything else, whatever is being communicated, you will accept that. That's the reality that we are seeing. Now we got more news coming through before I go across to Monica ji and then go back to Sardar R.P. Singh and Ramnik. 1 second. K-Link. Now this is the big this is the big K-Link that is now coming through at this point to Pradeep Singh's murder. Sudhir Suri was killed, and then Pradeep Singh, Khalistani opposers in Punjab, attacked, and it was the Rinda and Wadhawa hand that is now emerging. So after if you see, there is a K-Link, Khalistani link, which is now emerging to Pradeep Singh's murder. Pradeep Singh was one person who attacked Sudhir Suri. There was another person who was released out of jail. And the moment he came out, there was killing that has happened. Now this plot has come out, and interestingly, among the assailants who have come to the fore, three of the assailants who have been arrested, two of them are actually minor, and they hail from Haryana. So there are multiple, connections here. The gangs which are being used, the gangs are working. Today we just broke here on CNN News 18 on the Nation at 5 that Lawrence Bishnoi was using Indian Mujahideen numbers. These gangs have also been used as conduits or couriers by these Khalistanis who have been brought in. The moment they get into jails for petty crimes, they are being hired there. So clearly, this is a very, very hybrid game which is happening, and a very intense game which is well thought out. That how do we use the loopholes? How do we use the vulnerable within the Indian society to break the society from within? Monica Verma.
Anandji, if you look at the entire Khalistan problem, I think the communal playbook that was tried and tested very successfully in Kashmir is being repeated in Punjab as well. And the reason why, it's become so easy for the Khalistanis to do it, and it has been discussed in this debate that, Pakistan is behind this. But why, despite, these actors being present in Canada or UK or United States, and all these being run from Pakistan, why it has suddenly become so popular in Punjab is because of Punjab's own problem. If you look at the last 5 or 10 years in Punjab, drugs have created a huge problem for the youth in Punjab. They've become disillusioned. There's a lack of industrialization. There is no service sector, no jobs. And then they are drug addicts. So this section of youth has become a very, ready constituency for the terrorists to, I won't even call them militants or gangsters. I'd rather call them terrorists, because this is what they are. If these Canada-based gangsters are getting IM numbers and they are using the networks which Kashmir-based terrorists have been using, there is a widespread link, a nexus between the Kashmiri the Kashmir-based terror organizations and the Khalistan troops. So I think all these resources, all of this is coming from the same source, which is Pakistan, with its sole goal of destabilizing India. But what's happening in Punjab has become a ready fodder. So I think unless we do not change anything about that, transform the situation of Punjab economically, I don't think there is any progress possible. And for that, Aam Aadmi Party has to be held accountable, because they are the one who have won the mandate this time. And this religious flavor which is being given to certain problems needs to be taken away. And the state, which was doing, I think 3 decades ago, we have seen what happened, and now it's sort of a repeat of that. I don't want that to happen again, and the only solution, according to me, is an economic transformation of Punjab, so that the youth have something more constructive and more credible to do, and they are kept away from the hands of these terrorists and the gangsters.
Yeah, but for that economic transformation to happen, there has to be an intent for an economic transformation, Sardar R.P. Singh. you are dealing with a challenge where you have an individual says, I am not a Khalistani, but he has not said anything against Khalistanis. There is no action that's been taken on ground to quell anybody who's sowing seeds of secession and dissent.
Anand, the problem started with the British today, and they sowed that seed of delinking Sikhism from the culture.
Yeah.
The culture means the Indian, the Hindu culture as such. We have a Sanatani culture. We said we have a Sanatani culture. We have been dealing, and this was done intentionally for future prospects. And they succeeded in this. I mean, they succeeded in this. But in 80s, it was done for political objectives. The latest book by the DPS Sidhu, one of the raw officers, has categorically stated that it was all pre-planned as part 1, part 2,
Yes.
To paint Sikhs as demons and to garner majority vote. And now the same is being followed by the party which is ruling in the Punjab. For example, Mr. Kejriwal is on record saying, we know the people who are culprit in Bargadi discretion and we will catch them within 24 hours. He gave that promise. And it's almost 6 months. The people there are waiting. So radicals take advantage of all such babblings, all such promises which are false promises which are made. And they radicalize youth to revenge that. And gradually, what is happening in Punjab, if you remember, Lala Jagat-Narayan was killed as a target killing. He was he's a high security person, but he was still killed. Similarly, again, people with high security have been targeted and been killed to bring back the communal tension in Punjab, so that there is a divide between Hindus and Sikhs, which is not possible. It never happened in the 80s also. It won't happen now also. But my other concern is that a lot of water has flown through Satluj and other Punjab rivers. The problem is that earlier it was only terrorism. Now it is the conversion also which is added to that.
I was about to come to that. Narcotics, conversion, both added to this terrorism, gun culture.
Yes. So drugs, conversion, gangsters, radical, ISI put together makes terrorism as a subject. So people are cut from their root and they are being used. And then they are being used for various objectives. That's the problem. But it needs a comprehensive policy. Only difference which I see today is that time government was involved into it. Today, government is aware and with Prime Minister Modi being being the Prime Minister, he will not allow anything of this sort to happen. He will not even allow any of these radicals to take up any such issues also. And already the MHA has already sent notice to the Punjab government for Amarjit Singh. They have already sent a notice to them, and he's already under watch.
Right.
So things are different, but still, I'm telling you, I'm a worried man. I've spent my youth suffering this. I'm worried. I don't want my children to suffer this, because this time will be very different. Because today, world has communication. Another second. Tools of communication has changed. And an advantage of tools of communication which has changed is been taken by radicals and terrorists also.
See, one of the things is, look at the irony. People like this Gopal Singh Chawla and Gurpatwant Pannun are getting traction. Those who don't even know the tenets of Sikhi, those who don't even follow the 5 principles of Kirpan, Kesh, Kanga, they don't even, they are not even wearing a proper pug. So these are people who are going to talk. And they are going ahead and hobnobbing with people who openly sit there and disrespect and abuse Sikhism. They have not even taken up cudgels for the preservation of the holy pilgrimage as far as the Sikhs are concerned. It's all happening now. And they are going to talk and they are getting traction. Ramnikman, this means that there has been a systematic disengagement from the core principles of Sikhi among the youth itself. They are so disillusioned they don't know. And the conversion mafia is also adding fuel to the fire. Along with the deras, these churches have also now come.
Let me... Anand, the problem is very complex, and the background of it is again very complex, but I need to, via your channel, say this, and with a very heavy heart though, that I need to issue this very stern and very clear warning that we are heading in the direction of 1984. The sort of precursors are again visible in the society. Yes, the blacklist will not work is because the youth have been brainwashed. The youth who are holding Indian passports in Canada and other countries have been brainwashed against India, and once they speak against India, they are then, moved to take political asylum, and then they are used for the rest of their life against India. So this is a sort of a trap in which they fall. Well, when you talk about Gopal Chawla or you talk about Gurpatwant Pannu, Gurpatwant Pannu, for all you care, is a Patit. He's not even a Sikh.
Yeah.
He does not have a free-flowing beard. He does not tie a turban. I mean, being a Sikh is a separate thing. He's a chain smoker. What he does in Hyatt Hotel in London is known to all. So I will not get into his personal life, but what he does, the way he's harmed Sikhs in Punjab, he has motivated people to, stand up against the state of India. And these youngsters, young boys who'd been lured to his provocations are languishing in jails, and he's never turned back to take care of them. That is one. The second part is, the more dangerous aspect of what I'm about to tell you is the emergence of virus of Punjab.
Correct.
So virus of Punjab headed by Amritpal is more dangerous than Gurpatwant Pannu or Gopal Chawla combined. Gopal Chawla is a Pakistani citizen and he's a ISI stooge, we all know it. And it is apparent from the way Gurpatwant Pannu and Gopal Chawla discuss about Khalistan, the maps that they issue would not even carry 1 inch of Pakistani territory. If you discuss about the Sikh Empire, Lahore was the capital city of the Sikh Empire.
Correct.
And it expanded all across the West Punjab, the entire West Punjab, right up to Balochistan. So why don't they discuss about the Khalsa Raj? Why don't they discuss about the borders which were held under the rule and reign of Maharaja Ranjit Singh? They discuss what they are told by their ISI handlers. It's as simple as that. This is a money game, and unfortunately Sikhs are falling for it. Let me come back to the point at hand now.
Yeah.
The government in Punjab, while I agree with RP Singh ji that the union government is not inclined the way, bada ped girta hai to dharti hilti hai sorts. It is, I agree with him. But government in Punjab is, I must, categorically say that is complicit. This is the second time I'm saying this on your program. Otherwise, why would somebody who's being so provocative, and let me tell you, when you put out this question that is Amritpal the next Pindrawale, I'll tell you, Pindrawala would have, he never spoken like this, not, till it was peak of militancy when he said, either you release the bus or we will kill 5,000 Hindus by the evening. He would have never provoked or divided society like this. Amritpal is in the garb of, getting the youths into getting baptized, यानी कि अमृत छकन दे प्रेरित करता है जी, और सिक्खी का प्रचार करता है. But while doing that, what he's saying Sikh गुलाम ने, we are not gulams. He says सानू आजादी चाहिए है. We don't need आजादी. ये कहता है था भारत दी सरकार ने सोचना, this is for the government of India to decide how they wish to give Sikhs their freedom. Either they give their freedom willingly, or we will snatch it from the government. This is all on record. So it is for the government of Punjab to act. It is for the Punjab police to act on him, to take whatever measures as prescribed in the IPC and the constitution. And you should do this. And meanwhile, if Punjab government is not willing, the union government or the MEA should, send him out of the country. They should deport him back to where he belongs. It is as simple as that.
Yeah. I've really run out of time here on the show, but yeah.
One thing which they play, and I'm saying in Punjabi and Hindi put together, कि सानू सारे हिंदू बना देंगे, सानू हिंदू खा जाएंगे. ये RSS BJP हिंदू बनाते चली है. I give a challenge. Ask them to show me one example where Hindu has converted Sikh into Hindu. And I'm saying on record that RSS and BJP is accepted. RSS is accepted on record that Sikh is a separate religion with separate entity. And there is no going back on that. Yes, we accept that Sikhs are separate religion with separate entity. But they try to play this up again and again. That Hindus humko kha jayenge. They don't talk about Christians.
No. The reality is, sir, कि हिंदू परिवारों से ही सिख आए थे. हर परिवार से एक बेटा सिक्खी की तरफ जाता, तो वहीं से तो आया. तो फिर हिंदू क्यों सिखों को मिटाने की कोशिश करेंगे? जो मिटा रहे हैं उनको तो आप गले लगा रहे हैं. जिन्होंने कहा कि या तो कलमा पढ़ो या फिर कलम हो जाओ, उनका आपने जो और आपके केस काट के तलवार से फिर आपको आपके गले काटे, उनसे आप गले मिल रहे हो। और जो आपके धर्म को ही गलत बताते हैं, आपके गुरुद्वारों के नाम बदल रहे हैं, आपके गानों को बदल रहे हैं, आपको उसको अप्रोप्रिएट कर रहे हैं, उनको भी आप खुली छूट दे रखी है। This is the game of narratives, sir. This is the game of narratives, and we have to fight that narrative with a stronger, solid, robust narrative. That's where somewhere I feel that there is failure that's happening from the SGPC, from those who are supposed to be the custodians of Sikhi, from those who are from the government, from the way our children should be educated in Sikhi, Sikh children should be educated. That's where, sir, the core problem is. क्योंकि हमारा foundation ढीला हो गया है। अब जड़ें काट देंगे तो फिर पेड़ कहां से खड़ा रहेगा? That's the reality. I have to wind up on that note. I thank all our panelists. We're going to wind up debate number 1 as we set up debate number 2, and this is a state that is obsessed with bleeding India, a military establishment, but it has no control over their own political lot. It's absolute anarchy that's happening in Pakistan at this point in time. They just don't know which way to swing, because wherever they turn, it's just destruction. That's what we're seeing. Absolute chaos. Stay with us.